case study prematurely. This case study, it may be a different name by the time you're watching this, but basically it's the one where my ads get disapproved and then they get reapproved. I'm going to end this case study here, simply because I keep getting disapproved and I appeal and I get reapproved, and it's really annoying and it's just ruining my ad set optimization. It's not allowing my ad sets to run long enough to optimize. So I'm going to end this case study here. Even though this has been unsuccessful, of course, for you guys it's been very valuable, and it allows you to watch what happens when perhaps sometimes something goes wrong with an ad set and you have to finish it early, you're at a loss. But I'm obviously not going to stop there. I'm going to carry on testing new products. I may even go back and test this product again, but use different images and ad copy and see if it all goes happy and doesn't get disapproved. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to end this case study here. I'm sorry it didn't go that in depth and very far, but I hope that the disapproval and the disapproval process and appealing process and the effect this has on your ad sets optimization, I hope that it's given you some insight into that and what can happen sometimes with advertising on Facebook. Now, as I said in the beginning of this section, it may be the case that you watch me run a campaign for multiple products because perhaps the first one just doesn't work. So what I have actually done, and I started this a couple of days ago, it is now Thursday, 13th of July. So I've been running the first campaign for about a week, and what I did was I also set up this campaign just in case the first one ran at a loss. And as you can see, it's been running for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about a week. I set this one up at the same time just in case the first one didn't work out, because originally what I was going to do was focus on the one campaign, and if it ran at a loss, if it was unprofitable, then I was going to start a second campaign. But then I thought, wait, what if the second one's unprofitable? I'll have to do a third, and it could go on and on and on, and you guys could be waiting months for this case study section to be complete. So what I did was start 2 at a time, and if they're both unprofitable, start another 2. If one is profitable, then brilliant. I have some substance to show you in this section. And what has happened is actually this second campaign that I started running is running a lot better than the first campaign, which I wanted to be the main campaign in this section. So as you can see, we've spent £303 for a total of 608, and this particular ad set has an ROAS of 15, which is crazy. And as you can see right now, my cost per purchase for this campaign is £50. But that is only because I run so many ad sets at a loss where they haven't had a purchase. And what I did was, let's have a look here. So my original ad sets I had running to all countries, just like in the first campaign, between iPhone and desktop. And I also had this 35 to 54 age range, which I said which I've shown you I've left out of the first campaign. I thought I'd try it in the second campaign. Here you go. So let that run. These ones that say all is where it's all countries. These are the first ad sets I run. And I didn't get very good results. I'll be honest. Didn't get good results. And I decided to basically not pack it in because, I'd only spent a bit of money and I'd only tested very, very minor things. So what I did was I launched new ad sets, and this time I stuck to closer to my original plan where I would launch these ad sets. I'd split out the ages, the iPhone and the desktop, and the countries. So what I ended up with was an 18 to 24, a 25 to 34. Let me find it. Okay, so I don't have it. An 18 to 24. I should have a 25 to 34 and a 35 to 54 for each country. 18 to 24 for UK. 35 to 54 for UK. In fact, you know what I've done? I haven't yet made my 25 to 34 ad sets for specific countries. I've only done the 18 to 24s and the 35 to 54s. Whether that was oversight on my part and complacency on my part, I honestly do not know. But hey, it happens. That is why it's important to keep a notepad next to you and keep track of what you're doing. So what I'm going to do today actually is probably scale these out to scale this one out definitely to 25 to 34 age groups across the US, the UK, and Australia. They're the only 3 countries I'm working with in this campaign so far. And as you can see, the US has been quite a winner here. But yeah, this is the campaign so far. As you can see, the desktop ad sets haven't run, just like in the first campaign. I'm going to kill them. And in fact, I'm not even going to duplicate them to higher budgets to try and kickstart them. I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to focus on iPhone. I'm going to look at the breakdowns with these 2 ad sets, and we'll go from there. But right now, we're running at a very good profit. £300 spent for 600 made, and that is even taking into account all of these ad sets that we used for testing that we lost a lot of money on. And actually, if we look at these ad sets that we're going to carry on running, 50, 63, about £65 spent for £500 made, which is really, really good. And that doesn't even take into account the sales that are going to be coming through the dynamic product catalog ad in my other campaigns. I'm not going to show you that, but it doesn't even take that into account. So really happy with the results so far. And we'll keep an eye on this second campaign, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so the plan of action with this campaign, first of all, we've nearly got 1,000 content views, which is really, really good. A good basis for a custom audience. So I will definitely be creating a custom audience based on the people that have viewed this specific product here. And then from that custom audience, I will create lookalike audiences. We'll have a 1%, a 2%, and between the 2 and 5%. So we'll have 3 different lookalike audiences for, we'll have the main countries, we'll have UK, US, Canada, and Australia. And then I'll probably test France, Germany, and Norway as well, and maybe a couple of others. I'm going to open up the age groups for this custom audience from 13 to 54, and I'm going to let the interests be extended or expanded, however you want to call it, which means basically in the interest targeting in the ad set, I'll be clicking the box that says expand these interests if it's going to allow more conversions or something like that. I've shown you it previously in previous sections, but basically I'll be expanding those interests using that tick box. So that's what I'll be doing in terms of new audiences, lookalikes, and customs. Hopefully soon we'll have 100 add to baskets, and then we can create another custom audience and some more lookalikes very soon in the future, hopefully. And another thing I'll be doing is probably redoing the majority of these. I'm forgetting desktop, but I'm probably going to redo the majority of these ad sets. And what I'm going to do is, instead of a slideshow, this one's a slideshow, I'm going to use a carousel for all of them. As you can see, this one isn't a slideshow, it's a carousel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo them, as I said, as carousels. I'm going to do 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 54 for the US, UK, Australia, maybe Canada, and maybe Germany. So I'll be basically redoing all these iPhone only, Facebook newsfeed only. In fact, you know what? I'm going to run this one on Instagram as well as the Facebook newsfeed, because the creative I'm using is sort of a customer shot. It's like a point of view shot, which really will work well on Instagram. So I'm going to change the placements to Facebook newsfeed and Instagram feed. We'll see how that goes. So I'll be doing that, all these additional ad sets this afternoon. I'm heading out for the afternoon. So when I get back, I'll be doing that. And then in a couple of days' time, probably on Monday, we will be reviewing this campaign and we'll see how it's going so far, and we'll see how the new ad sets are performing and how the lookalikes are performing, and hopefully we'll have 100 add to carts and we can create some more incentivized, more lookalikes that are more likely to buy because these people are adding to basket rather than just viewing content. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So an update on this second campaign. These are the two ad sets that have been running very well, very effectively, very profitably, I might add, for a couple of days now, about a week. And then we've also got this ad set as well. What I've done is I've duplicated this ad set to multiple different countries, and I have also created a lookalike audience of page views, and I've made 3 different ad sets from these lookalike audiences for each country. I've got a 1%, a 2%, and a between 2 and 5% for each country, and the countries are Australia, UK, US, Germany. For now, I plan on doing Canada as well. But anyway, so let's go through them one by one. They're all £5 daily budgets, by the way. So we've got our Australia lookalikes here. They're all very open, between 13 and 54. They're all male. Facebook news feed and Instagram feed. Now, one thing I'm questioning is, instead of just iPhone, I've opened these up to all devices, and I'm wondering whether this is going to affect my CPP. And I am in fact actually considering duplicating all of the lookalikes to iPhone only. I'm in two minds about it. I may do it. We'll see further into the case study what happens. It may be a case where I actually do duplicate these and I make them all iPhone only. But we'll see how these go for now. If they're profitable, then we'll leave it. So that's Australia, 1, 2, 2 UK. I'm sure the other UK one is around here somewhere. Okay, maybe it isn't. It looks like I need to make my UK audience 1, 2. So I need to make my 2% to 5% UK lookalike audience still. Got my US 3 here and Germany 3 here. And then I also duplicated this winning ad set that's hitting all countries. I duplicated it to Germany, 3 age groups, sorry. Australia, 3 age groups. UK, 3 age groups. Canada, 3 age groups. US, we've got 25 to 34. We're already running the 18 to 34 and 35 to 54. So yeah, that's what I've done with this campaign after reviewing it, after looking at the breakdowns briefly. So we're going to let these run for a couple of days. I'm actually going to let them run until Monday at the earliest. And then on Monday I'll have a look at this campaign, and I'm also and we'll see how it's going on Monday at the earliest. So I may let them run even longer, but at the moment I'm really happy with the results so far, and I'm hoping these lookalikes can yield some really good results. Alongside these case study campaigns, I have my dynamic product catalog campaign running in the background, sort of, if you want to think of it that way. It is a campaign that I have running consistently, no matter what I'm doing with my other campaigns on this store. I always have this DPA campaign running. I have a DPA ad set running to people who've viewed products, and another one running to people who've added products to basket but haven't yet checked out. And these have such a good return on ad spend. This one, amount spent £43, 180 made. And I'm selling really high ticket products here, £50, £60, £70. And add to basket, £5 per purchase. iPhone is actually £4 per purchase, desktop £6. And just looking at this, I could actually remove Android and just run to desktop and iPhone if I wanted to lower this CPP. But you should definitely be running the DPA campaign alongside any of the campaigns that you run, because this is basically how you retarget your website visitors through Facebook ads. The DPA campaign, which I've shown you how to do before earlier in the course. So over the past 3 days, we spent quite a lot of money here and not made much back at all, which is not good. But you guys, when you are testing, you're going to be doing it far slower than me. You're not going to be as devil may care, and you're going to be more concerned about your budget, especially if you're starting out. You aren't going to be as haphazard as I have been with this, but I just really want to show you different methods of scaling out, and I want to show you the real results, like what can happen with Facebook ads. One, if you're not careful; two, if you are careful. And I'm still confident that I can turn this around. Like, I'm losing money right now because I've spent £807 and generated 808, and I've had 10 purchases, and this is costing me money. And this product is, let's say £20. It's just under £20, but this product is £20, so that's £200 right there. So I'm losing money, and there's no way to sugarcoat it. But if you scroll down, as you can see, like, a lot of these ad sets that I've duplicated to have just not been effective. They haven't been successful. So what we have to do now is go through and kill all of the ones that haven't been successful. And what I'm going to do, because this product is costing me £20, I'm selling it at 50. I've got a profit margin of £30, but let's say 25, just to give myself a bit more room for maneuver, to incorporate those payment processing fees and things like that. Let's say I can have a cost per purchase of £25. So those that have not yet spent £20, I'm going to keep running. But if they spent 15 and they haven't had a website add to basket yet, I may kill them. But let's go through. That's good, but on the verge of losing money in terms of cost per purchase. But luckily, people in this ad set have, their average order value is quite high. So we've got an 8 times ROAS. This can be killed straight away. Basically what I did here was I duplicated this to a higher budget, £25 daily. But as you can see, it just hasn't worked. Now, duplicating to higher budgets is a scaling strategy that many people suggest, and I advocate it too. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. You just have to play with these budgets. Now, this is an auto bid, and when you're playing with higher budgets around £100, it's better to go to a manual bidding strategy. But, clearly I've stuck to auto here because it's £25 daily, but it's just not worked as well as lower budgets work for me. So I'm going to kill it. And I'm not going to try that scaling strategy again with this product. This we've had an add to basket. This is my add to basket column, but it's cost us £31 to get that add to basket. So we're going to kill this as well. We do have a very low CPC, but what this tells me is they've clicked it and they haven't been interested or as interested in the product. They haven't been interested enough to add it to basket. 144 views of this product and one add to basket is really, really appalling. What this tells me is I perhaps do need to do some work on the product page to make it more appealing. We're spending £3 per add to basket. We've spent £16. I'm going to let this run. I'm going to leave it to continue to run. I think it may get a sale pretty soon at around £20. £16, no add to baskets. Very, very expensive CPC here, so we're going to kill that. Again, no add to baskets, £16 spent, £74 CPC. I may kill that. We'll come back to that. £1 CPC, 95 pence CPC. Going to kill both of these. £12 CPC. Now this is good. This is really promising. It's only spent £16. Hopefully we'll start getting some sales from this. We've got 5 add to baskets for £3.20 per add to basket. But again, we should be getting more than 5 add to baskets from 171 product views. We really need to improve this product page, perhaps give it a better description or some new photos. We've already got some product reviews on it, but clearly it does need work. £1.23 CPC. £1.60 CPC. These US lookalikes have been the cheapest so far, and UK and Australia have been the most expensive. 173. Oh, and Germany's pretty expensive as well, 130. But we've only spent £11 and £12 here. I'm going to kill them. I'll leave the Germany lookalike. It's worth noting that all of the creatives in these ads are exactly the same, so we can't say that, oh, perhaps the CPC is so different and so such a large range. Perhaps it's to do with the ad creative. It can't be to do with the ad creative because I've used the exact same ad creative throughout this campaign. So we'll kill. Now we'll leave them. So that's all I'm going to do for now with this campaign. I've just killed the ad sets that I wanted to kill that I don't think are going to get me any sales or go anywhere. I've still got a lot to look at, to keep my eye on. So I'm going to be looking at this every day now, which is what you should really be doing, especially when you're in the beginning. You want to be doing daily reviews of your ad sets, just checking they're all right and running okay. But this can be what happens when you try scale too early, or when you try scale too much at once. Maybe you should be looking at this video thinking, okay, I'm not going to make those mistakes. What I'm going to do is scale out to one country at a time and test each country at a time. As you can see, the US seems to be giving me my results at the moment. So perhaps I should be focusing just on the US. But what I'll do is leave it here, and we'll come back to this. I'll come back to this in a day. This morning I woke up to a nice email from Facebook saying that a number of my adverts had been disapproved, and this was the reason they provided. Your image portrays non-existent functionality. I've looked at all the images in the ad sets that have been disapproved, and I cannot see any non-existent functionality. So basically what I'm doing today is going through and appealing all of the disapproved ad sets. This is really annoying because now that the ad set has stopped running, it's lost its optimization, and if I start running it again, it perhaps won't perform as well as it was doing before, which is really annoying. Luckily, it's only all these disapprovals are only in one of the case studies, this second case study. So I likely won't have to start all over again with a new case study, but if this happens to you, it's very annoying, especially if you have stuck with Facebook's advertising policy. You've done nothing wrong. It's just a bit of a headache, but it happens. People make mistakes. Facebook makes mistakes. So all I'm doing is going through, clicking each of my emails and clicking appeal on every ad set. So it's a bit time consuming, but that's my update for today. I told you I'd be transparent with my case study. I didn't expect to have to be this transparent about it. I didn't expect to have to appeal and stuff, but hey, that's what happens sometimes. So just so you know, I thought I'd film this part just so you guys know how to deal with appeals that perhaps disapprovals happen to you in the future that shouldn't do. You've done everything right, and this is how you appeal. You just click on the link in the email, you view the advert, and then you click this button here, and then it'll give you a warning symbol saying what part of your campaign, be it the ad set or the ad, that Facebook has an issue with. For me, it's the ad, one of the images apparently. And then you just click appeal if you've done nothing wrong. You can send them a message with the appeal, or you can just send a blank appeal, and that's what I'm doing. And they'll appeal it. Sorry, I'll appeal it, they'll review it, and if it passes, which it should do, it'll start running again. As you can see here. So that's what I'm doing this morning. Surprise, surprise, that was quick. Today at 9:58, it's actually 10:59. I don't know why the time's wrong. But as you can see, thanks for notifying us about your ad disapproval. We've reviewed it and determined it complies with our policies. So thanks Facebook, you've just ruined my optimization. But whatever, life goes on. This is how you deal with these things, guys. As you can see, my appeal went through and I was correct in thinking there was nothing wrong with the ad. Just Facebook playing up, as it does sometimes. But there we go. It's dealt with now. And that's how you do it. I actually think this is quite a valuable addition to the course, although it was in no way planned. I think it's a valuable addition to the course. I think you'll probably learn a lot from it, especially in dealing with things like this. Perhaps when Facebook think you've gone against their T's and C's, but you definitely haven't.